What?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. We'll highlight all that. Don't you worry.
I'm just
But of
saying,
course,
you gotta remind people.
Subscribe right now.
Subscribe.
subscribe. Of course.
Philadelphia, baby, you're gonna love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Literally right
Come
as
on,
I do
man.
it.
I'm a face of a company, big dog. I can't be out here looking like I'm getting ready to go to bed when I'm on a show.
I mean, dog, look. If I showed up with a mud mask, I think it'd be the funniest thing the show's ever seen.
Well, yeah, you're not the face of the company, though.
Yeah, but like I like to consider myself essentially the right-hand man of the gig. If you ask me.
You're like my left hand man.
Who's your right?
Probably my mother.
Oh, well, all right. I can't compete with the woman who houses you and makes you food.
I got you and Deej on my left hand.
Yeah, but like, would I rather be the front hand or the back hand? I don't know.
Well, what if 5 fingers say to the face? Slap.
Well, do you go for the back hand or the front hand? What's the?
It depends. I only shake with my right, so.
If I'm being realistic, I think I'm more of the enforcer type. So if you go for the backhand, I'm just fucking, hey, I get done.
The enforcer, and this guy couldn't even go do a man on the street interview at the fucking Truist. How you done?
Don't call me out like that. Don't fucking do that shit to me. I deserve better than that shit.
Dude, look at the fresh brows on the kid. Oh.
So handsome. So adorable. So fresh, so clean.
All I gotta say is to the fellas out there listening to this show, treat yourself. Self-care is the bad. Dude, I feel like $1 million right now, and all I literally did was get my eyebrows waxed.
Dog, I'm with you, bro. I went on Monday. I got a pedicure. I'm not afraid. Dude, getting your feet done, there's no better feeling on earth.
See, I've never done it. I'm not against it. I'm just very, very nervous about kicking a lady touching my feet.
Do you, well, like, is it because you're ticklish? Is it because like you're okay? That explains a lot.
It's like one of those things where like I'll even like I go and get like massages and everything to keep the blood flowing throughout the body and everything, and just like feeling like nice. That's part of self-care, fellas. Sometimes they'll like go and like massage my foot, and I have to like brace for impact because I'm not about it unless you're letting me know like it's happening.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of the unpreparedness when it comes to touching my feet.
Yeah, word. No, I get it. If you ever do though, consider it.
I'm not against it.
Highly recommend it. It's an incredible feeling. Truly is.
But literally feel like $1 million just getting my eyebrows waxed, and I look astonishingly better. I did before and after pictures.
I just got my beard lined up. Just went.
He got his whole throat waxed.
My the hair is fucking. It's getting long, bro.
Hair is getting long.
This thing's fucking flowing. I look and feel like Tommy Fleetwood minus the accent.
You're Tommy Higgs.
Don't compare me to Harry Higgs.
Hey, don't disrespect Harry Higgs like that.
I do love Harry Higgs. I will be all over that one day if we end up getting him on the show. Anyhow, KB, huge week, big week, Open Championship season, and a lot more to get to here on Get in the Hole. KB and Steve McAvoy here joining you. Another terrific, magnificent Monday in the world of golf as we head to Royal Portrush and the Open Championship, the 153rd. It's crazy how we've been golfing and playing in this championship in Europe since the 1870s.
It's crazy how it's a magnificent Monday, even though it's Tuesday.
I'm getting mixed up in my days. It's fine. It's a terrific Tuesday here on the program. It's live from the underground.
You missed a perfect opportunity here to do a nice little homage to one of our favorite people. Stevie, it's a tremendous Tuesday. Joey Diaz.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Tuesday.
Fucking tremendous.
Cocksuckers. Fucking Joey Diaz.
I love Joey Diaz.
It is a tremendous Tuesday here on the Get in the Hole podcast. Steve McAvoy, KB, Kyle Bennett here, CEO of the best company on earth. Streaming live from the Underground on Underground Sports Philadelphia's podcast network on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and wherever you can get your hands on the beautiful bearded gentleman right in front of your screen or absolutely consuming your eardrums, giving you all of the betting tips, news, tips, tricks across the golfing landscape from the LIVGolf Tour to the PGA Tour to the LPGA and beyond. And of course, where would we be if we did not have some incredible sponsors to be able to get this show continuously going as we walk right into episode 213 and the 153rd Open Championship. I want to give a shout out to our boys over at 47 Brand. Naturally, when we lead the show off every single week talking about how good they are and how incredible they are as a brand, but every single week I'm getting text messages and I just get baffled by the creativity and the exceptional overall craftsmanship that 47 Brand puts into all of their collabs, into every single new drop they've got. That's right. Brand new drop came out literally a few days ago with Carhartt, those beautiful brown brims, repping your favorite MLB team with Carhartt. They've also got everything from their golf collection, brand new WNBA collection, getting my hands on a Fever shirt in a hot bit, as well as a Liberty shirt. Their collab with Rawlings. They have All-Star Game merch happening tonight, a New Balance collab, and amongst all of that, their awesome golf collections. Anything from the exclusive merch partner of the TGL for its headwear, all the way down to their vacation gimme rope hats, their two-tone. They have a ton of different things to work with. Their loop hats, their Milkwood, their vacations, so many different types of hats, all with that bird technology that we know and love so much. In fact, I'm actually going to go play my friend's member guest tournament tomorrow, repping my 47 Brand with bird technology. We'll be sure to send a Snapchat out to all you folks who follow me and out on Instagram to all the folks who follow the brand. Super excited to be able to wear it for the first time, actually. Just came in while I was on vacation. So now getting the chance to finally throw it on and get out on the golf course. You could get with 47 Brand and be just like KB and I at the link in our description. Create an account, free shipping when you create that account. And of course, get in on all the action and enjoy the game we love. Get free shipping on all orders with our partners at 47 Brand. Link in our description. Check them out. KB, I'm so excited for this week because there's a lot of different pieces that go into not only making a successful show for our company, but also just when you have an event like the Open Championship, we talk a lot about like ranking the four majors and discussing like what really is the paramount game in golf. And everyone knows the Masters, right? It defines April. It defines the springtime. You think of the azaleas, the lemonade, the beautiful florals and faunas and oohs and ahs and the crickets chirping across Augusta National. Then you go to the PGA Championship and you think about the Michael Blocks of the world and the guys who can qualify just as being professionals of the game. Then to the U.S. Open, where it's one of the hardest tournaments to play. But there's something different about the Open Championship. And the photo behind us this week, we usually have golf courses out. This was actually a specific moment in time, and I'm going to give it its flowers in a little bit. But there's something about link-style golf that we don't get here in the States. There's a few golf courses where I play out here on Long Island. There's a few in the Jersey area, some in the Philly area. But like when you and I went to Philly cricket, right? It's not what it's what you usually see in a golf course. It's old-timey, but it didn't have the link style that everyone knows and loves. Not a lot of trees whatsoever, mostly heavily guarded by bunkers, a lot of natural bunkers, high fescue, very like brownish grass. Even though it is healthy, it doesn't look like the really luscious greens at Augusta National. It's just a different style and something that we're not typically used to, and we don't typically get to enjoy very much. And so last week we saw it a little bit at the Scottish Open. Now this week we're seeing it at Royal Portrush, and we haven't been here since 2019. And the reason why we have this exact photo up to give its flowers. I don't know if you recall who won the 2019 Open Championship at Royal Portrush.
My brother, I'm going to keep it real with you. I barely remember what I did this morning, let alone who won a major golf tournament in 2019.
KB, one of our favorite people won back in 2019, and I'm here to give him his flowers. That man, Mr. Shane Lowry,
Okay.
deservingly so, won the 2019 Open Championship, his first and only ever major victory. That man deserved it more than anybody else. I'm so excited to get to see him come back. There's actually a giant mural in Portrush, Northern Ireland, and it's just him holding his Open Championship trophy. I think back to that image, and it just reminds me how great the game of golf is and how historic this tournament is amongst everything else. Right? We had over 100 Masters tournaments. We've had almost 90 or a little more than that U.S. Opens, but this is a tournament. 153 years since the 1800s. We've been doing this. It's just absolutely incredible. But let's get right into the first topic of the week. We have a little bit of mail call action from our folks on social media. Sent out a flyer to try and get a gauge on what people think were some of the biggest topics in sports this week. And KB, we're going to break them down and give you a little bit this or that. We're going to give each other two topics, and we let the people know what we think is more important or more interesting or more fascinating. And we start off with this or that. Stephen Schauffele, also known as Stephen Schauffele, has announced that he is not going to be attending the Ryder Cup in New York. He said, quote, "It will be too much for him to hear the horrible things that people say." Additionally, Rory McIlroy cut his hair thinking it would get rid of the grays. Turns out it only made the grays worse. So what's a bigger story? Schauffele's dad missing the Ryder Cup, or Rory going, hopefully getting his hair back by the time the Ryder Cup rolls around in a couple months?
I mean, Rory made it onto my timeline because he looks like Mr. Bean now. I bookmarked that because I wanted to bring that up.
That's when you
know
know
it's part of this. But Rory got a side-by-side tweet pop up on my timeline of him. It just says the look is uncanny, and it's Rory and Mr. Bean.
Yeah, he looks bad, dude. Amanda Balionis interviewed him about it, and I was like, dude, like
Rory talking to the media?
Right, shock? Well,
in this economy?
No, actually, he specifically spoke to Amanda Balionis, who was allegedly his girlfriend when he was getting a divorce. So that's
dude.
I don't know if you want to call Amanda the media.
You know what? I 100% would, but still,
water.
You know what makes me feel good?
What
is seeing guys like Rory, who are very talented, who have been in our cultural zeitgeist for quite some time, but then realizing he's only 4 years older than me, and I look fucking tremendous compared to Rory McIlroy. No offense to Rory, but my God, brother, get a Just for Men sponsorship and call it a day.
Have you not seen what the guy's gone through in the last 5 years?
Some of it self-induced, but still.
Took him a decade. Just understand this, right? He's, 4 years older than you?
He's 30. So, he turned 36 on May 4th.
All right. So in 2014, how old were you?
2014, I turned 21.
Okay. So Rory McIlroy won prior to winning the Masters this year. Didn't win until the 2014 Open in 2014. Just the idea of that, right? A decade goes by that he doesn't win a major. You're a top 5 player in the world every single year. The pedestal is right here, but you can never really kind of reach it. Like I understand why the hair goes gray pretty damn quick.
Man. For a sport that he's in
your late 30s.
For the sport he's in to be top 5 as consistent as he's been, I would not have a single stress in the world. That's damn good money week in and week out. You're living luxurious. You've got real estate. You've got big sponsorships. That's called LIVIN. And it's in all caps because he's doing it large.
Unfortunate reality, though, is that when you put too much stress on yourself, that's going to happen to you.
Right, self-induced. But again, go get a Just for Men sponsorship, big dog.
I gotta say though, I do think this Stephen Schauffele story is a lot bigger than the
That's
Rory
weak.
story, and here's the thing, right? That there's a give and a take to this, and I'll try and give you my 2-minute Tony Kornheiser here on PTI. He said, quote, "I'm afraid of what's going to happen in New York. I was there at Whistling Straits when they called Shane Lowry's wife a whore in front of him. I couldn't believe my ears. Then I saw what happened in Rome, which was utterly disgusting, claiming this money bullshit, and Rory McIlroy behaving disgustingly, in my opinion, when he confronted Patrick Cantlay's caddy, Joe LaCava. It's only going to get worse. It ruined my appetite for the Ryder Cup. It becomes unwatchable." And I think he has a very fair point. Well, I think it's weak that he's not going to go and support his son. Now, mind you, Schauffele has been his son's coach forever. He's coached him to play golf. Plus, also, again, like your dad, like go and support your son. But I understand the point when Ben was around. We talked about a ton. Rory was out of line. Fans are out of line all the time. Wherever you go, you're going to be in situations where people are assholes. Like Max Homa said it 2 weeks ago. He's off Twitter because Twitter is a safe haven for assholes. People are far less dicky in person than they would be online. Unfortunately, though, there are groups of people, and you and I both know it very well, coming from two very staunch fan bases in Philadelphia and New York, that people can really be terrible. I mean, look, I still think about when the Dodgers and the Giants played, and someone got jumped in the parking lot in LA and got killed.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit happens. And the worst part is at times it's even worse in Europe. Like we talk about racism in this country. It gets even worse in Europe, particularly in soccer circles. Mohamed Salah deals with death threats from his own fans at Liverpool. He's one of the greatest players in the team's history. So with all that said, I understand Schauffele's point. It does become very distasteful, and it's very sad when you're inside the ropes and you see it firsthand. People like you and I don't typically see it very often. We do to a degree, but the common fan is never going to think, oh, the Ryder Cup sucks because of this. I commiserate with Schauffele, but I think it's a weak look to just say, oh, I'm not going to show up and support my son.
It's a bad look because, like you said, one, not supporting your kid. Because in all reality, while Xander has competed at a very high level for a very long time, how many more opportunities is he going to get, realistically? Like, breaking it down with Xander's age, how often the Ryder Cup comes around, how many more opportunities do you personally think, Steve? I'm asking you in particular. How many more opportunities, realistically, do you think Xander has to be on the Ryder Cup team?
Probably 3.
So there you go. So there's a limited amount of time that you'll see Xander compete in the Ryder Cup in his career.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, am I wrong? Xander's a New York guy?
He's from San Diego.
Okay, so never mind. That point moot.
Plays for New York Golf Club, though.
That's where I got twisted. Okay.
There you go.
Second point here. What's the old adage? Sticks and stones may break my bones. Words will never hurt me. Sure, words can cut deep, but you can't let them affect you to the point where you're not going to go support your kid. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, that's how I view this, is like there are a lot of athletes who don't have their parents around for a multitude of reasons. If you're lucky enough to go watch your kid compete at the highest level, no matter what age they are, fucking go do it, man. There's such a limited amount of time on this earth to enjoy things and watch the people around you that you love and care about succeed. You're basically bending the knee to these internet trolls that are brave enough to come out. Right. You're letting them win by not showing up. And to me, that's spineless. Like, don't let these doofuses, for lack of a better and stronger, harsher word, because words will never hurt me, but they are doofuses. Because guess what? If you said, hey, quit your shit to them, what are they going to do?
Exactly.
Are they going to come in and physically assault you? Because guess what? They're getting booted out of the Ryder Cup. And at the end of the day, if that happens, you win. You're there. You told them to shut the fuck up. You win. By not showing up, you're letting that culture of just absurd Looney Tune fan, and it's not, I don't even view those people as fans of sports. You're letting the trolls win, and that sucks.
and I don't mean to make this a home field advantage thing, because realistically, right, like there's going to be more American fans there than Europeans, and Europeans do travel well, but it's undeniable when you go to these places that the American fans are going to be louder in the States, particularly in New York. You might not hear it against your son.
Mm-hmm.
He did note, right, calling Shane Lowry's wife a derogatory term, horrible. But like that's also a point where like you say, hey, you know what? Have some fucking class. You're an American. Like you are also the example setter, even though you are not as known as your son is, to say, hey, you know what? Be more classy. We are all Americans together. And then on top of that, how sweet is it if the Europeans are getting on your son in any regard and you win?
Plus, on top of that, like you said,
it's the biggest fuck you to be the bigger person and see them go down.
And that's a great point by you too, where you say he's not as well known as his son. That makes it even easier to tell them to shut the fuck up, because they don't know who you are.
And there's no stories being painted about you.
Unless you're wearing a polo that across it has Xander's face and says, I'm this guy's dad, nobody's going to fucking know who you are, Pops.
I mean, the media will know, and there might be stories drawn out about you, but at the end of the day, you support your kid, and you don't let the haters win.
And now that's you've made more headlines about you not going, which makes it that much more awkward for Xander.
Exactly. It was announced yesterday that the beloved Joel Damon has officially broken up with his longtime caddy, Gino Benali. It was also announced a couple days prior to that Tom Kim has split up with his longtime caddy, Paul Tesori. KB, what's the bigger story here? Joel's breakup or TK's?
Can you run me how old Joel Damon is?
Oh, he's got to be probably in his mid-30s at this point.
Let's see. Tom Kim is the bigger breakup.
Joel's 37.
Yeah, Tom Kim's the bigger. And no offense to Joel, I look fucking tremendous. Golly. What a great day for my ego. Get your eyebrows done and you're on some real type shit.
Oh, you're a dingus, you know that?
That's how it's done, fellas. That's how it's done. It's Tom Kim for me. Because Joel Damon's at the end of his prime. He's 37. You know, Tom Kim is a guy who burst onto the scene, who had a lot of helium, to use a Major League Baseball draft term, behind him as, you know, he caught fire. He's 23. Tom Kim has really fallen off a cliff in terms of like being in the discussion of like the top young golfers, and it was a meteoric crash.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't really done much in a long time of note outside of being in the TGL. And to me, as a 23-year-old who is still trying to make a name for themselves and trying to kind of return to that early career prominence and make that last, Tom Kim making a move here is the bigger deal, because it could potentially lengthen his career and get him back to where we have seen him in the past.
Yeah, so I will say for the optics of the situation, I think the Joel Damon Gino Benali split is challenging, being that Joe's a fan favorite. He did go out on social media yesterday and did say that no matter what, they're still best friends, and sometimes you just need a fresh face and a new perspective, and that goes for both of them. Tom Kim, when he entered the PGA Tour 2 years ago, had Tesori on the bag. Now he's split up against him. I read a great story on PGAtour.com about how at Oakmont on the range, TK was trying to figure out his swing. He was struggling a lot with the overall trajectory and his path. And Tesori is watching film and talking to him about it. And just like things seem to be fleeting for Tom Kim. And it's challenging when you come into the tour, right? And you have 2 wins in 7 events, maybe even less than that, where the trajectory immediately jumped to, oh, this guy's going to be the next big time player, only to then really be shown up by Ludwig Oberg to come in and be, oh, I'm the now new international best player in the world only a year later. And now as Tom Kim tries to figure out his game and work out the kinks, it almost seems like every single time you try something new, it doesn't work out. And it's funny because this is a story that's kind of been going on for the last 4 or 5 weeks, right? We talked about in the past Colin Morikawa switching his putter every single time and going through 3 different caddies. And then when JJ Spawn won at Oakmont, we talked about how he had the yips and had to go through 4 different coaches to figure out his game. This is only the beginning point right now for Tom Kim. He split up with his swing coach. He split up with Tesori. We don't know who's on the bag this week as of right now. And he has quickly dipped from one of the top 15 players in the world as of literally this same time, roughly 2 years ago, to being almost outside of the top 100 in the world. And he's outside of the top 80 right now in the FedEx Cup standings. He hasn't particularly done anything terrific outside of his T17 at the Scottish Open. He hasn't had a top 25 finish since Pebble Beach back in February. And even prior to that, did not have a top finish on the PGA Tour since,
2024, probably.
Yeah, since the last Scottish Open. So the bookends, the Scottish Open has been his last top 25 event, with the exception of Pebble Beach earlier this year.
Which, let me throw these in there for you too, Steve, because when you mentioned he's won 2 times on tour, he won the same event back to back.
Exactly.
He won the Shriners in 2022 and in 2023, and his best major finish was the PGA Championship in 2024 when he was at T26.
Actually, he finished second runner-up at the Open in 23.
Right, I'm saying in terms of like recency.
Gotcha.
Like his most recent top finish in a major was T26 in 2024. Everything else was 2023.
Yeah. So it's been a struggle. And if you look at his numbers, things work for Tom Kim, right? His approach numbers, if you run through, he's only had 2 events. Actually, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm looking at 25. His around the green play has actually been pretty good. Ever since the Masters, he's only had 3 events where he's had a negative strokes gain around the green. The putter just hasn't really been there. His approach play has been far worse than it's ever been. And it's just everything else, nothing really works. And it's part swing, it's part caddy. After a while, it's kind of like, and I feel bad for Paul Tesori, the story kind of feels like it's when the team isn't playing well, it's easy to blame the coach or it's easy to blame the manager. And it's kind of easy to blame the caddy at times because really he is your therapist. He or she is your person on the course, walking you through things, helping you figure out the golf course, helping you figure out each shot and where to go. Maybe it's easy to get a new perspective and push him aside. And that's unfortunately what's happening. But Tom Kim's issues go far deeper than Paul Tesori. And I'm really hoping that Tom Kim can figure it out. So again, for the optics of it, for the friendship side, it's Damon and Gino. But for the actual career growth, Tom Kim's is way bigger. And I hope he figures out his way very soon. Because it's starting to become a lot like what Max Homa dealt with after he split up with his caddy last year as well.
Yep.
It's been a challenge. Last week, a pair of big-time wins at the Scottish Open and back here in the States. Who had the bigger win, Chris Gotterup at the Scottish or Neil Shipley to lock in his PGA Tour card for next year?
Simply off of the winning tweet, I got to go with Gotterup. He tweeted the iconic meme video. Now tell him to bring me my money.
Absolutely love it.
That's also iconic.
Jersey native Chris Gotterup, who also has one of the funniest names out of context on the PGA Tour.
And also a hysterical run because both Rutgers and Oklahoma tweeted a congratulations because he attended both schools. Mm-hmm. And multiple people tweeted they can't keep getting away with this, but it was the NCAA transfer portal.
Absolutely amazing. Being contrarian, I'm going with Mr. First Team All Fridge, Neil Shipley. We knew it.
All Fridge.
I knew it 2 years ago when Neil Shipley won the U.S. Amateur that this kid was going to be fucking amazing. Not only because his hair was awesome, but he was a fucking unit. I mean, he still is.
Pittsburgh guy.
He's won for a second time on the Corn Ferry Tour. He's locked in his tour card for next year. Dan Rappaport sent him a text saying, congratulations. His tweet back was, see ya on the big tour next year, big boy. This man is so excited. Back-to-back top fives. at the Memorial Health Championship, and now at the Ascendant. He's locked in his second win of the calendar year. It's we know Neil Shipley naturally from his day at the Masters with Tiger Woods, but his game goes so much further than just a one-off event. He truly is a tremendous athlete and a transcendent athlete at that, as one of the younger guys, but also a bigger guy who you don't see guys his build participating in PGA Tour events. And he's just built of raw power. Like he has the height of Sepp Straka and the gut of Patrick Reed. It's kind of incredible. Neil Shipley,
we got to get this guy on the show, Steve.
We absolutely do.
Reasons, okay. Number one,
Shipley
he's a unit.
Is incredible.
He's a unit. He's a yinzer.
What is a yinzer?
And he's from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So, like, you know how Philadelphia says, like, John and, like, use guys? Pittsburgh is, like,
they say yins?
They say yins.
John is way better.
Yes, I agree. He's also a Festivus, baby. Festivus of 2000.
Let's go! Fucking beast. I love this man already.
Fucking Y2K Festivus.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna work on getting Neil Shipley on the show. Although I will say I do not like that he's a Ohio State product, but that's besides the point.
Well, he's got two schools. He's got JMU on the belt too.
I mean, yeah, for what, a year, 2 years?
But also, since he's a Pittsburgh guy, we should get him in touch with Acorn Hills and get the hometown
collaboration. That'd be nasty.
This trophy of him, I don't even this him with the silver cup looks like Andre the Giant holding a number 2 pencil. He miniaturizes this trophy, unless this trophy is just hysterically small.
What,
he's holding it?
The one from this week?
When he won the silver cup to play in the Masters.
Oh, yes.
The trophy's like this big.
That I will say that trophy actually is.
He looked like he won a boardwalk prize.
He actually won the official getting the whole mini golf trophy.
He got a hole-in-one on the last hole, and instead of giving him a free round, they gave him a little trophy.
I also need to give him a ton of credit. The fact that he is or was at one point sponsored by Jack Nicklaus Golf. That's such a baller logo to be throwing across your chest all the time. I absolutely love it.
He's a stud.
Yeah, no, I love the Neil Shipley story. Chris Gotterup's a great athlete. Don't get me wrong. Second career tour win. He's going to be really good. Like the Oklahoma product, he's got the goods. But Neil Shipley, man, I'm all over this kid. Between him, Michael Torbjornsen, and now coming through the ranks, I mean, obviously like Ludwig Oberg. These are the young stallions that one day I hope to see in a Ryder Cup, in a President's Cup. Neil Shipley and Akshay Bhatia getting out there, that would be nasty work. I would love to see him one day.
Diabolical work.
KB, maybe this might be the funniest story of the two, and I'm talking to Max Schreiber, and he is devastated by this one. It was announced today by Josh Carpenter of the Sports Business Journal that the PGA Tour will be adding Trump Doral to their schedule next year, dropping the Mexico Open. What is the bigger loss? Losing the Mexico Open, or the fact that we're losing the Mexico Open to a Donald Trump golf course? This is ice personified.
It's a sad, in the words of Jersey Jerry, it's a sad day. It's a bad day because the Mexico Open is a staple of this program. And I was beside myself, quite literally beside myself when I saw this news, because what an absolute travesty. Just, Steve, can we have a moment of silence for the Mexico Open?
We can.
Thank you.
That was a very short pause.
Well, it's bad podcasting if we pause for too long.
Yeah, no, I think the really sad truth here is it's more about losing the Mexico Open. I don't know who's going to be the sponsor of this event, but the Mexico Open's only lasted. I mean, it's been played for a long time on the Latin America Tour, but it's only lasted 4 years on the PGA Tour. It's who sponsors it? It's Vedanta. Am I wrong? Who sponsors the event?
I got you.
Actually, I don't think anybody sponsors the event. Oh, actually, the resort sponsors the event. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know who's going to come in and sponsor this event, but it's only been around for 4 years on the PGA Tour. It's likely going to go back to the Latin Americas tour. But my big thing is that this event is typically, while it could sometimes be a solo event, it also does kind of characterize itself as a secondary event, as an opposite field event on the PGA Tour, which is a very important part of this. The fact that we can see guys who like this past year, Brian Campbell come out and win, Jake Knapp win his first career event at the Mexico Open. I mean, prior to him, Tony Finau got his only win after the 3M a year and a half ago to win here. So when you have players who can come in and play this event and not be full-time card-carrying members of the PGA Tour, it's a big loss. And the assumption right now is that the event at Trump Doral is going to be a signature event, which only makes this more worse. More worse is probably the worst grammatical error I've ever made in my entire life.
It was the most worse.
Yeah, it simply makes it absolutely terrible because we're going to lose a event for a lot of guys to move up, but additionally, we're going to basically give way to a new signature event when there are already events on the schedule that deserve signature status that we don't actually already appreciate. Plus, realistically, if it's going to land on the calendar, where the Mexico Open is, that would mean we're going to play the Farmers Insurance Open, which is typically not a signature event, but a lot of guys go play it, followed by Pebble Beach, which this year was a signature event, the Waste Management Genesis signature event. So we're going to have back-to-back signature events from the Genesis to the new Trump Open. Then basically players get a week off at the Cognizant, and then they go to the Arnold Palmer, which is also a signature event. So they're going to have to move the calendar around, hopefully, to make this work. And they're going to have to put it in the Florida swing somehow, which is going to, again, end up being before the Cognizant or in between all of this. But no matter what happens, you're going to have to put this event somewhere wedged in the month of March. And the schedule is so packed at that point in the year. Guys are either already playing the Players, the Arnold Palmer, the Genesis, some playing the Cognizant, some playing the Valspar as well. And then on top of that, 2 weeks afterwards, after the Valspar, you go right to the Masters. So it's like the peak part of the schedule right there. I just don't know where it's going to work. And I hate the fact that it's going to be a signature event.
Here's a little Doctor Strange seeing all the permutations, Steve. Plot twist. It's not going to work.
Maybe not. Or there's going to be a lot of pushback.
It's an absolute shit show.
I'm surprised that this is the first, like, quote unquote, big time move, I guess you could say, of the roll-up administration on the PGA Tour.
So fucking stupid.
If that really was even his choice, it could have also been a Monahan thing. But let's just say, for shits and giggles, if this ends up being a roll-up thing, that's not a great look.
That's terrible.
And this is politics aside.
Yeah,
100%. This is simply the idea of taking the event away from lesser players and now scheduling issues that come with that. Final thing here, this or that, with Happy Gilmore releasing on Netflix in the coming weeks, Odyssey released a new version, a 2.0 of the Happy Gilmore Putter. What's the better story? The Gilmore Putter, or now you can play Uno at casinos?
Steve, do you want me to break your heart now or now?
Is it the Uno thing is only promotional?
So the Uno thing is there's going to be Uno-themed rooms in the casinos, and you can play Uno like games, but there's not legal gambling on Uno. To which I say the Happy Gilmore Putter's fucking sweet.
Yeah, no, all right. Fuck the gambling on Uno. Give me the Gilmore Putter.
Yeah, Uno put out a statement today.
You know what's absurd
because people ran with the headline.
I don't even want to. Don't even fucking say anything. I'm denouncing the Uno thing. We're just gonna take 2 minutes and talk about how cool this Happy Gilmore Putter is.
Can I read the statement, because a card game putting out a statement is very hysterical to me.
Okay, go ahead.
The caption: "We're sorry for the confusion. Hey, Uno fans, a rumor has come to our attention that there will be Uno tables on the casino floors in Las Vegas. Sounds wild. I see what you did there, Uno. Huh. We hate to be the bearers of bad news, but the casino floor isn't ready for us yet. We've been told that while they do have tight security, it's not robust enough for Uno at this time. This isn't a reverse card. While we get this sorted out, the Uno Social Club is rolling out to bars in Los Angeles, New York City, Chicago, Atlanta, and Austin this August. Stay wild, the Uno team.
Did they really need to throw in this isn't a reverse card?
Hey, that's good. That's good copy right there.
I just want to make it known that these Happy Gilmore putters, first of all, they retail at $500. So if any company out there wants to shoot us one for content purposes, I'd be happy to use it.
Shoot up.
But the fact that they're also selling online right now for $5,000 resale is insane, and they're even more expensive on Facebook Marketplace, which is just it is sweet, but it's appalling.
Hey, I'll put this out there and see if we have to clip this. If who's the company that's putting it out? Odyssey,
yeah.
If Odyssey would like to send us the Happy Gilmore putter, we will use the Happy Gilmore putter for the Get in the Hole mini golf tour.
Absolutely. I mean, I will use it for my general rounds.
We will use it in the video and 1000% showcase this bat. Because number one, if I could afford it, I would purchase it because that's just a sweet piece of like memorabilia on top of that. But we will 1000% use the Happy Gilmore hockey stick putter in a Get in the Hole mini golf tour event.
Oh, yeah, you bet your ass.
If we are able to acquire it from Odyssey. So Odyssey, the ball is now on your green. Can we get it in the hole?
Yeah, so if Odyssey and Callaway want to shoot us that would be incredible. $500 right now retail, and they're sold out on the website. But this thing looks absolutely gorgeous. I would love to have my hands on one of those. Let's dig right into our official preview of the 153rd Open Championship at Royal Portrush. KB, I'm gonna give you some facts and figures for this incredible event. Part 2 is going to be on the other side here, but just kind of want to give you a breakdown of what to expect from Royal Portrush and the Dunluck Links in Northern Ireland in Portrush. Par 71, 7,300 yards in length, a Henry Colt design back in 1901. Listen to this. Definitely the least bunkered course amongst the open rotation, with only 57, but they are quite penalizing. Rough will not be too thick, but true to link style, it's known for awkward stances, undulations throughout the fairway, and greens. It was the 4th hardest rated course in 2019 on the PGA Tour. Some notes on the overall layout of the golf course. 3 par 5s, all within 607 yards, and all come in the first 12 holes, meaning that the front 9 is going to play much more fair than the back 9. So guys who have those front 9 tee times early on Thursday might have an advantage going into the week. Only 5 par 4s are over 450 yards, which means it's a very short and gettable golf course, all things considered. 3 of the 4 par 3s are shorter than 200 yards. The 16th is the lone one over at 236 yards. The biggest thing, though, with this golf course that you're going to want to watch, right? A ton of internal out of bounds on this golf course means accuracy is going to be a paramount piece to this event. Guys are going to want to keep the ball in play, keep it straight, and they need to be able to find fairways. If they're going to be erratic, they're going to hit it far and long, but they're going to hit it in whatever wacky direction. You're going to see a ton of out of bounds. Also, there's allegedly showers throughout the week, including practice rounds. Might be good for the players because they'll know how to play in the rain, but also just dealing with another element to what to expect here at the 153rd.
Which, Steve, I mean, speaking of it being the 153rd, across the pond, I think our friends at Matt Greger would be ideal for these conditions.
Absolutely, dude. These golf clubs, I can't speak enough to the actual beauty of them. But if you or a loved one or a child want to get into the game of golf, not only are they the best direct-to-consumer golf clubs according to My Golf Spy in 2024, but they're actually some of the straightest golf clubs that you might be able to get on the market for a DTC brand. There are some competitors out there who claim to have really good accuracy off the tee, really forgiving, but McGregor does it all in such an incredible way, but more importantly, in an affordable way, giving you sets any from right-handed to left-handed, lady sets and junior sets, and of course their patented big-time magically easy wizard full hybrid set for the elder statesmen out there, all the way from 4 through 8 hybrids. McGregor is getting you ready to go out on the golf course, whether you're just getting started or you're a seasoned veteran looking for a new set of sticks. McGregor is setting you up with anything from golf clubs to bags, heads only, travel bags, anything you need. They've got it at McGregorGolf.com. Use the link in our description to get your hands on some brand new, the new upcoming and rebounding McGregor Golf brand, who have been known to outfit some of the biggest players in the world, including Jack Nicklaus and Johnny Miller during their illustrious careers. They've been around for a long time, but they're back, and they're back with vengeance.
That MT86 iron that they're rolling out now looks sweet, just from an aesthetic standpoint.
Yeah, dude. And plus the mill grind on a lot of these, like beautiful craftsmanship on these golf clubs. I've also never heard of a brand to only sell you the head of a golf club. Typically, it's you're buying the whole thing. These things really do hit very hard.
Love Matt Gregor.
So shout out to McGregor Golf. And with that being said, we're going to take a short break. On the other side, we're going to continue our preview of the 153rd. We got our shout outs of the week. We got our beer money picks, and we got a special game for KB. Don't go anywhere for KB. I'm Steve-O. We'll be right back here on Get in the Hole, your number one spot for all things golf and the 153rd.
Subscribe to Get in the Hole Pod.
Get in the Hole is brought to you by our amazing merch partners, PHI Apparel Company. With their unique designs for all, there's no doubt in our minds you will stand out in the crowd. Rep your favorite golf podcast and get your official Get in the Hole shirts and hoodies at phiapparel.co. When you check out, use code UNDERGROUND to get 10% off your entire order. Again, that's code UNDERGROUND for 10% off your next merch order at phiapparel.co. Stand out in the crowd, on the course, at the 19th hole, or quite frankly, anywhere with the official merch partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. KB, I don't know if you heard this, but we have some relative breaking news. So a couple of months ago, we got word that Grant Horvat received a sponsor exemption to play in the Barracuda Championship, which is the side event to the Open Championship this week in Kentucky. Turns out he has declined the invite. Reason being, the PGA Tour will not allow his film crew to film his play during the week.
Which, to the people saying, oh, this is dumb, you expected the PGA Tour to let you film and everything. The only reason he was invited is because of his YouTube channel and what he films. Duh. Of course he was anticipating the access to be able to film. If you're getting invited and that being the exemption is because you're recognized for being arguably the number one YouTube golfer, it should have been negotiated to begin with, or it should have kind of been known from the PGA Tour standpoint that Grant was going to want that because that's how he got the exemption. Why would he not allow his following on YouTube and his social channels to see the documentation of the very first exemption he gets on the PGA Tour?
Exactly.
And people like bashing him for like saying no to playing because of that. No, I fully stand with Grant Horvat on this. He's totally in the right to think that he was going to be given that opportunity. And the PGA Tour, once again, fucks something up that could have been really, really cool.
So I think this issue is less about Grant Horvat and it is just the indictment on the PGA Tour as a whole. Now, I've made it very clear, and we all understand this, that the tour censors everything. The whole reason why Bryson DeChambeau jumped ship to go to LIV was because they were like, oh, you can film everything you want, whenever you want, when you play your rounds of golf. That's totally fine and all good. Now, should Grant have known better? Yes. Like, the tour is going to censor everything, so odds are you weren't going to get what you wanted anyways to film it. Is it worth asking? Yeah, sure, totally. But the fact that the tour wouldn't want to lean into this is embarrassing. The whole reason why Live Duels is doing better viewership numbers than the Creator Classic or some PGA Tour events on a given week, whenever it's happening. Granted, yes, the one-day event versus a full weekend, but they're airing it on the Brian Bros channel, on Bryson's channel, on Grant Horvat's channel. Telling me it wouldn't be great if you could have all your signature groups and then you could have live on Grant Horvat's channel, watch me play my first ever PGA Tour event. And he could be mic'd up the entire time.
I would do Mr. Beast video numbers.
It would be incredible. And so this is an indictment on the tour lacking the forward knowledge that me, who operates an independent social media channel, can tell you definitively you've botched this idea. I also think it's really funny that Wesley Bryan went out on Twitter and said, my official comment on the Horvat situation, I'm disappointed in the tour's decision to not let Grant film the Barracuda. Sincerely, Grant's unemployed caddy. It's fucking hilarious that and I don't know if you saw the video of Live Duels in Dallas. I was on Bryson's channel. They had Grant in a cart with Phil, but he was playing with Wesley and somebody else. And Grant goes, Wesley, how does it feel to go from like tour player to like absolute zero amongst all of us? And he goes, well, I'm playing worse than Fat Perez. So, I mean, this is probably as bad as it gets. Like, he's so comical and all those guys work so well. And again, it did numbers on Bryson's channel, having just like cams on their golf carts, driving around, getting to see Phil, getting to see Wesley, Grant, Fat Perez in a golf cart with Bryson DeChambeau was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like, the PGA Tour needs to be able to lean into this kind of stuff. And this goes back to what JT said in March. We need to be more accessible to the media. We need to do mic'd up sessions and do on-course interviews like how they do in the MLB when O'Neal Cruz is sitting at shortstop and is getting interviewed by Tim Kirchin. Like, we need more of that stuff. And we need it in golf, and we need to be able to lean into the media aspect. So I think it's a complete indictment on the tour to absolutely miss that overall.
I'm glad you brought up Fat Perez because I wanted to send you this on the pod, and I'm hoping you haven't seen it yet. I just texted it to you.
I'm looking forward to this one. Oh, dude.
Shout out Robbie Berger for that one.
So, actually, you know what's so funny? And I wonder if he's home. Oh, my God. That looks like my kitchen at home. Like shit you not. Oh, my God. Dylan's home.
Yeah, it does. I've been to your house.
You've been in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, that looks like my kitchen.
That's so funny.
The cabinets are exact. The backsplash, I think, might be the same thing. The only difference is that we don't have the stove underneath the burner top. But
I was gonna say, was Fat Perez at your house?
No. When I first saw that photo, I thought, wow, my brother got fat again. And that was my brother. I shit you not. That was really like, I was like, what?
Dude,
Dylan.
that golfer's tan is egregious.
So actually, hold on. I'll send it to you after the show. But I have a very bad golfer's tan line too. It's bad how white the top part of my leg is. When I went to the Virgin Islands, it got even worse. I'll send it to you after the show because I'm currently sitting in the dark. But yeah, that photo of Fat was. Just
he looks like Hagrid and Stavi, like meshed into one.
Oh no!
And that's no indictment on Stavi. Just the behind the head look. It looks like Stavi's hair.
Oh my God, absolutely brutal. We need to get into our shout outs of the week, presented by Acorn Hills. We talked about Neil Shipley earlier. I would love to get Neil Shipley in with our boy Nate getting in on an awesome content series. But Acorn Hills, they're changing clothing through conservation. Our absolute favorite merch partners are changing the game, offering eco-friendly packaging, materials, clothing tags on styles that you will love. get ready for the second half of the summer. Their summer drop is live in their store. Use code GITH15. That's getting the whole 15 for 15% off your next order at acornhillsco.com. Again, GITH15 for 15% off your next order at acornhillsco.com. And look your best from the ground up. And remember, every dollar that you spend to Acorn Hills, a sapling will get planted in honor of the National Forest Foundation. They are promoting afforestation across our country, especially out in LA, following the wildfires out there. Our first shout out of the week goes to our boy Chris Gotterup. Another shout out to the big man who, let me tell you, man, he really got it up at the Scottish Open this past week. Securing a second career tour win at the Scottish Open, staving off chasing Rory McIlroy by 2 strokes to additionally secure his first European Tour title. Also want to give a shout out to our girl Grace Kim, captured her first major victory, winning the Evian Championship in France, taking the win in playoff fashion. She has 2 wins under her belt, 2 playoff wins, and this is her first major championship, only at 24 years old. She's Australian. She took an awesome photo with a blow-up kangaroo. If you haven't seen it yet, it's actually a adorable photo. Back-to-back weeks, though, we get to have Lottie Woad on the shout-out train. The 20-year-old officially captured her 20th advancement point to earn LPGA status with a third-place finish at the Evian Championship. She's set to go into her senior year at Florida State University. The former Augusta National Women's Amateur winner is undecided currently whether she'll turn pro or continue her education as of this recording. But shout out to Lottie Woad. Back-to-back weeks, the only person in show history to ever get back-to-back shout-outs. And we go to Joe Pavelski, the San Jose Sharks winger, who captured the American Century Championship, going wire to wire, edging out stars like John Smoltz, country artist Jake Owen, and basketball's very own Steph Curry by 9 points. They played in a Stableford style, so that's why it's points, not strokes. And he earned his first win at the event. So shout out to Joel Pavelski. Also want to give a happy anniversary shout out to Shane Lowry. 6 years ago on this day, Shane Lowry captured his first and only major victory at Royal Portrush, where we are back this week. KB, you know who finished solo second in that event?
I don't, but I do have to give a stat correction. I'm going to be on my Tony Reale grind right here.
Oh, what do we got?
Joe Pavelski finished his career as a member of the Dallas Stars. Retired as a Dallas Star.
He's all right. I'm sorry. More well known as a longtime Shark with Patty Marleau.
And 2012, 2013 played for Dynamo Minsk in the KHL.
You played in the K?
Yeah,
I think it was
during. I think it might have been during the lockout.
That would make total sense. That's an absolutely absurd stat that they're out there for Jolton Joe Pavelski. That's absolutely amazing.
He played 17 games in the KHL.
Second place solo second finish at the 2019 event in Royal Portrush. It's a guy who you and I both very fondly think of. His name's Tommy Fleetwood. Might be something to look out for as we go into this week. Finally, our birthday shout-outs of the week. Celebrating his 32nd birthday yesterday as we record on a Tuesday. So belated 32nd birthday shout-out to Michael Kim, who's had a breakout season this year on the PGA Tour, being ranked inside the top 50 for the first time in his career. In 2020-21, Kim made only 9 cuts and 30 starts, returned to the tour in 2022, and has since put up milestone placements at the Phoenix Open, Genesis Invitational, Cognizant Classic, and Arnold Palmer Invitational. Currently sits at 31st in the FedEx Cup standings. So happy 32nd to Mr. Michael Kim, one of the best on social media. Keep grinding, keep being absolutely awesome.
Ready for our favorite website breakdown, Stevie?
Give it to me. Who else has the birthdays this week?
Birthday, as we look at it today, born on this day in 2008, might be our youngest birthday shout ever. I believe it's Ian Armitage or Armitage. Yes. Young Sheldon, celebrating a birthday, born in Georgia on this day. Also born on this day, Masataka Yoshida, Boston Red Sox, born in 1993. Also born on this day, Steve, you know what time it is?
It's Dame time.
Dame time. Born in 1990 in Oakland, California. Also born on this day, one of the best baseball names ever. Elite jersey, if you have this, just because of the last name. Born in 1980, Reggie Abercrombie.
Elite.
Played for the Florida Marlins, was born in Columbus, Georgia on this day. Also born today in New York City, Jim Jones.
Stud.
Legend. Diane Kruger celebrating a birthday today, famously from Inglourious Bastards. Also born on this day was Scott Foley, who was in Scandal and Felicity. And then we also have John Crotty, former NBA guard, born in Orange, New Jersey. Eddie Griffin celebrating a birthday today as well, born in 1968. Adam Savage from Mythbusters was born on this day in New York City in 1967. And here's a great name from The Young and the Restless, Christoph St. John.
God, what a name.
Just an elite name. Born on this day in 1966. Forrest Whitaker, celebrating his 64th birthday today, was born in Longview, Texas, back in 1961. And we will finish off with one here. Let's see.
I have one more for you.
Let me see who you got and see if it's... Oh, I got one. 79th birthday today. Linda Ronstadt. Absolute
don't know who that is.
rocket. She is a American rock, country pop, Latin opera singer.
What the fuck?
Amazing talent.
Say that 3 times fast.
American rock, country. I sound like Don Vito.
Shout out to Xander Schauffele. It isn't his birthday, but fellow San Diego Californian celebrating his 49th birthday, born on this day in 1976. He's not fat. He's fluffy. Gabriel Iglesias.
It's a good one.
That's a good one.
Good one.
That's a very, very strong one to end on. KB, it is time. It's game time, baby. Well, you've seen golfer or country artist, but you ain't never seen something like this before. We got golfer or 2025 MLB draftee right here on the pod. I'm going to name you a player. He either was on the leaderboard in the top 25 this week at the ISCO Championship, which was the alternate field event for the PGA Tour for the Scottish, or he was taken in the first round of this year's 2025 MLB draft. I'm going to give you 3 as a warm-up here. So there are 13 total selections, but your first 3 are kind of like the practice round of the group. We'll go Eli Willits.
That is the number 1 overall pick in the 2025 MLB draft.
Very good. To the Nationals, his son of Reggie Willett. How about Ethan Holiday?
That is the number 4 overall pick in the 2025 MLB draft.
Indeed, to the Rockies, son of Matt Holiday. And finally, Michael Torbjornsson.
That's a golfer.
He is, in fact, a golfer. He's one of my favorites. All right, so 3 for 3 in the warm-up round. Let's see if you can get these ones. We started off the day with Vince Whaley.
Country of origin?
USA. All of these guys are American.
I'm gonna say he's a golfer. I'm not too privy on him.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Vince Whaley is in fact the golfer. He finished T4 at the ISCO this past week. We're gonna go with Jackson Koivun or Koivun.
Can you spell that for me?
Koivun. State of origin is in the Deep South.
I don't remember seeing his name, but I'm gonna go draft pick.
Jackson Koivun, he actually stands out as a very interesting pick. He was in the ISCO Championship this past week as a golfer. He finished T6. He's actually an amateur golfer. He plays at Auburn University. He is currently the number 1 ranked amateur in the world.
So you threw me off with the Deep South.
Yeah, no, that was definitely something. Also, by the way, actually, we just received brand new breaking news. Totally separate from what we have happening for golfer or draftee. But Wyndham Clark has officially been banned from the grounds at Oakmont Golf Club.
Holy shit.
There is a path back if he pays for the damages done, makes charitable donations, and completes counseling services per Pat Mayo of Underdog Sports. Huge for the brand.
I'm going to go and quote the ever so eclectic and talented newly released album putter outer Justin Bieber. Is it not clocking to Wyndham Clark that Oakmont Country Club is standing on business?
Now, hold on. Here's the big caveat here. Oakmont will next host the U.S. Open in 2033. I have a very strong feeling that Wyndham Clark will not be playing golf in 2033. He's going to be like somewhere in the Corn Ferry Tour, or he's going to be like back end top 100 in the world, maybe. I think it's funny how they're like, yeah, yo, if you donate money to us, pay for the damage, and go through anger management counseling, we'd be happy to let you play here in 8 years. Oh boy! All right, back to the golfer or draftee. Let's go with Billy Carlson.
Can you spell Carlson for me? As silly as that sounds.
Carlson. Carlson.
My gut's saying draft pick, so I'm going to go with the gut.
He was, in fact, a draft pick. He was taken number 10 overall to the Chicago White Sox. You're 2 for 3. You're playing better than most players in the MLB batting average-wise. Let's go with Daniel Pierce for your 4th play.
Ooh. Pierce.
Indeed.
Gut says golfer.
Your gut's wrong, bitch. He was the 14th overall selection to the Tampa Bay Rays out of Mill Creek High School in Georgia. Shortstop Daniel Pierce. Deal with it. Let's go with Will Gordon. Not related to Police Commissioner Gordon from Dark Knight.
Golfer.
He is a golfer. He finished T14 at the ISCO this past week. Let's go with Ike Irish.
What a name, nonetheless. I'm going to say golfer. I don't remember seeing his name. I feel like I would have seen his name.
You would be wrong. You're taking 19th overall to the Baltimore Orioles.
That's
out of Auburn University. Really weird, bro. They took a catcher in the first round when they have Adley for the next decade and a half. Whatever. Let's go with Tyler Bremner.
That sounds like a baseball player.
He was actually the 2nd overall draft pick to the Angels, which was a surprise. People thought that they were picking up Kate Anderson or Ethan Holiday. Let's go with Steele Hall. That's a name.
That is a name.
You know, you're currently on a bit of a heater. You were correct. Well, you get this one right and break the schneid.
Let's go golfer.
Steele Hall, he was the 9th overall selection to the Cincinnati Reds. So you're on the schneid here, which also does mean that you're going to get that you should get this one right. Nick Hardy.
DY is the ending of the name?
Yes, DY. Hardy.
Well,
like Ed Hardy.
There's EE for Hardee's and Carl's Jr. No free hats.
I mean, sure.
Golfer.
He is, in fact, the golfer. He finished T8 at the ISCO. You know, as of right now, you're batting. If you get this one wrong, you will officially bat 500, which actually might be your best performance in this entire set of games that you played. William Mao, M-O-U-W, William Mao.
It's a baseball player.
He's not a baseball player. He actually won the ISCO this past week. Oh, baby. You go a whopping 4 for 10. You're batting 400. But you know what?
Hall of Fame numbers.
That's still Hall of Fame numbers. Congratulations, KB.
How you doing, Ted Williams?
4 of 10 with Teddy ball game for golfer or MLB draftee. We jump right into our keys to winning the Open Championship this week. I feel like a radio announcer getting ready for like, oh, what's the keys for the Phillies to win this week? Well, first of all, thank you for asking me, folks. First and foremost, the biggest thing to winning this week is going to end up being your approach play. If you got approach play and accuracy off the tee is going to be the most paramount things this week. Hit the ball straight. You don't need to be the biggest baller, biggest hitter of the golf ball. Ball striking matters, but you got to be able to hit it straight and hit your approach play, attack those greens, and play well around the green as well. Stroke gain around the green is going to be so huge. If you're from within 120 yards, scrambling, getting proximity close to the hole, finally, the biggest thing is going to be putting too. When Shane Lowry won here in 2019, he won a 15 under par. But a lot of guys, it's a lot about limiting your mistakes, right? When Shane Lowry won, he had 21 birdies and 6 bogeys. The next best player, Tommy Fleetwood, had 12 bogeys or doubles for the week. And he still only lost by 2 strokes. So it doesn't matter how good you could score. You got to be able to limit your mistakes. No 3 putts, around the green scrambling, get up and down, play your game. And of course, major experience is huge. If you have experience playing links golf or just playing in majors in clutch time, it's going to be a very big hill to climb as they take on Royal Portrush. KB, with that being said, with all the numbers and statistics that we have for the Open Championship here, the 153rd at Royal Portrush, let's get right into the beer money. Tell them all about our good friend Kenny.
Kenwood Beer is the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. You guys can go to kenwoodbeer.com. Use the Kenny Finders. He's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the New Jersey, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Maryland, and Delaware areas. You can also find Kenwood Beer at your local liquor stores in those markets. You can also get Tallboy Kenny's at the Mann Center in Philadelphia all season long, which, Steve, they just announced that the Philadelphia Orchestra will be doing an homage to this season's Philadelphia Eagles on July 24th. Very awesome opportunity. I highly recommend going and seeing an orchestra performance at the Mann Center. It is like perfect for that. Plus all the other concerts and events that the Mann Center has, because you can get Tallboy Kenny's. Must be 21 or older to do so. And of course, please drink responsibly. And if you're choosing to ride our picks for whatever godforsaken reason, please gamble responsibly as well.
I actually didn't check our results from last week. I'll be sure to check those out and report on them later. But we begin our quest for the 153rd Open Championship to determine the final major winner of the year. As we always do when it comes to major golf, our make and miss the cut picks this week. KB, will lead off with you in either order. Who's going to make and who's going to miss the cut?
There's a lot of pressure on me here, Steve, because this is my bread and butter. I'll start with making the cut, and I will go with I'm going to go Andrew Novak minus 150 to make the cut.
Okay.
And then to miss the cut, we are going to go with he hasn't been playing all that well. I'm going to go with Brooks at plus 110.
Actually, that's a really good call out. I'm actually joining you on the miss the cut for Brooks Koepka. He simply has not been playing his best golf, particularly not even outside of the major golf scene, just live golf in general. It has not been very friendly to him. And he only has one. Actually, scratch that. He has 2 top 10s on the Live Tour, and they both came prior to the month of April. He finished T12 at the U.S. Open, but a lot of that, honestly, with the U.S. Open was so challenging. It was just simply limiting mistakes. I think it's kind of it's a throwaway for guys who played well in the U.S. Open to say, they'll play well at the Open. It's going to be a little bit more gettable, but I don't think Brooks Koepka is going to make the cut at the Open. Who's going to make it, though, is going to be Denny McCarthy. He's minus 145 to make the cut. He's a lot better of a selection. I do like Novak as well, but comparatively to other guys in this category, like JT Poston, Ben On, Chris Kirk, Denny's got a much straighter swing. He doesn't necessarily hit it very far, but again, the putting genius of Denny McCarthy, he was just taken over by Sam Burns as best putter on tour, but he plays really well, and he's actually quite accurate when he needs to be. So I think Denny McCarthy is a really good play here to make the cut.
Steve, I have the odds too for my make miss parlay with just Novak and Koepka. It's plus 250.
Okay.
and then adding in Denny McCarthy to the mix because we're both on the same boat with Koepka. Adding Denny into that parlay for a 3-leg parlay, it's plus 491.
There's actually also on DraftKings, no free ads, to make the cut parlay that you can play. There's a lot of these that are honestly just like layups. I love the Rory McIlroy, Xander Schauffele, Shane Lowry, Sepp Straka make the cut parlay at plus 150. If you want to get a little bit more ambitious, one that I'm also eyeing that looks really good. Let me see if it's no, actually, I don't love that one. A lot of them have Brian Harman. I'm not vibing with Brian Harman this week. Basically, if you see a parlay that you like here that includes one of some combination, 3 of the 4 of Rory, Shane Lowry, John Rahm, Tommy Fleetwood, Scotty Scheffler, and like Hideki Matsuyama, I would ride that till the end of the world. This one isn't terrible. It's McIlroy, McIntyre, Jason Day, and Sepp Straka. It's not terrible. So something to consider if you're looking for a fun play that you want to watch a few guys get some good money after Friday, and hopefully could press that onwards and continue towards the rest of the week. Your top 20 selection at the Open.
Here we go. My top 20. I'm going to go with Matt Fitzpatrick plus 185.
You know, it's so funny. I was literally just writing in Matt Fitzpatrick for my top 20 as well. You and I are on a very similar wavelength. I think the really interesting thing with Matt Fitzpatrick going into the week is that like people have written him off throughout the entirety of the year, but don't look now. The numbers are really good for Matt Fitzpatrick ever since he changed over his new caddy. 3 straight top 20s at the Travelers, the Rocket, and the Scottish Open. Particularly the Scottish, he gained a season high 3.3 strokes gained total on the week. At major tournaments, it hasn't been very great ever since he won the U.S. Open, but he did finish T8 at the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow. Not a similar golf course by any means, but when you can go back home to European style golf, I love taking European guys, particularly guys from the UK. I think Fitzpatrick is a new golfer over the last 3 weeks, and the top 20 should be pretty gettable for him on relative home turf. Top 10.
Tommy Fleetwood plus 250.
Home run. Are you and I gonna fucking pick the same exact fucking people?
That'd be kind of sick.
That would actually be kind of sick. I do agree with you on that one. God. Yeah. As terrible as it is, I'm joining you. Tommy Fleetwood, top 10. Tommy Fleetwood, I cannot stress this enough, is in this field the best golfer on link-style golf courses, and it isn't particularly close. He gains upwards of 11 strokes tee to green on link-style golf. The next highest person in the field is Rory, who's gaining only 7.5. The numbers for Tommy Fleetwood are so perfect. He's super accurate off the tee. His approach play is incredible. The putting is above average, but it isn't necessarily where you want it to be in this case. But at the end of the day, right, what did I say were the 3 biggest things? Accuracy off the tee, approach play, and around the green. That's where his bread and butter is. He doesn't hit it very far, but he hits it straight. That's all that matters. Tommy Fleetwood, top 10 this week. And again, loves his link-style golf course. And what better to see Tommy Fleetwood possibly capture a victory, and his first victory, than to do it in Europe. Top 5.
We'll see if we're on the same wavelength here. I'm going Bryson plus 450.
No, actually, I don't think Bryson is going to play well this week. I'm very off the wagon on Bryson solely because of the inaccuracy off the tee. I'm actually going to go with probably the 3rd best player in this field this week. And I don't think it's particularly close. He's completely wiped off the LIVGolf in majors moniker. While we are those on the same like live length, I'm going John Rahm. He's been an absolutely tremendous golfer over his last few outings in major tournament play. Remember last year for John Rahm, he finished 45th at the Masters. That was when Nick Faldo was like, "Oh, he can't do anything because he's wearing shorts." Then he missed the cut at the PGA. He didn't even play in the US Open because he had an injury that he was healing. Comes back to the Open, finishes T7, and now has 4 straight top 15 finishes, including 3 top 10s in his last 4 major outings. And he always plays well in the Open. In previous years, T7 in 2024, runner-up in 2023. He didn't play well in 22 at the old course, but in 2021, a T3 finish, and then a T11 back in 2019. This is a event that Jon Rahm can very well dominate, and I think Rahm is a guy to beat this week. Top 5 for him. Your gimme selection this week.
Gimme pick. We are gonna go with, including ties, Corey Connors plus 110 for a top 30.
I'm going to go a little bit higher, top 20. Probably the most underrated golfer in this field, but because of the way he plays overall, I think this is a home run selection. Taking top 20. I'm going with Russell Henley. He's plus 175 at this spot. You could also go with a Fitzpatrick where I'm at. I think both are a gimme in the sense that I think they're both very good money. I would even go as far to say that guys similar in the area, Bobby Mack at plus 140. Victor Hovland at plus 135 minus the short game ability. He could surprise some people. Tyrrell Hatton plus 115. But Russell Henley is just a field above. To get him at a similar money threshold as like Jordan Spieth and Sam Burns and Corey Connors, that's really where I think I'm going to make my bread and butter this week. So Russell Henley, top 20 for myself. Your Four Nations parlay. I would be remiss if I asked you to give me a Four Nations parlay that was exclusive to the UK.
Well, that'd be One Nation.
Well, no, because technically you could do top Irishman, top Scot, and top English.
That's only 3 nations, though.
And then you give me a fourth. But like,
well, we're going South America first, and it's Joaquin Neiman minus 140.
Okay.
We are going top English, and it's Tommy Fleetwood plus 360.
Wow, that's good odds.
We're going top Irish, Shane Lowry plus 230.
Now, does that top Irish, that includes Rory, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Rory's minus 175 there.
So we're fading Rory. We're taking Lowry.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we are going to go top Canadian, Corey Connors plus 150.
What does that pay out for you?
That is plus 6,405 odds.
That's hot.
$10 bet to win $650.57.
That's a wildly good
plus
payout.
DraftKings every day, I believe, is doing up to a 50% profit boost on any Open Championship bet. So you can also opt into that and get, I think the minimum is 18%, and then it goes all the way up to 50%. It's like a mystery boost.
It's pretty damn good. I'm a big fan of that one. Also, for the sake of the overall betting landscape that we're going with here, I'm actually going to revise my gimme selection slightly so that it also fits into what I'm about to say with my ladder parlay. I'm actually going to swap out my gimme rather than Russell Henley for a top 20. I'm going to go with Bobby McIntyre for top 20, and the reason being is because he is going to be featured as my top 20 selection for my ladder. So I'm going to go Bobby Mack, who is plus 160 for a top 20 selection. My top 30, I'm going to take Russell Henley, who's plus 115. So if you want to play this where you put Henley top 20, you can do that as well. Henley in this situation is actually plus 210 for a top 20. But I would rather get both Mack and Henley at plus money playing McIntyre for a top 20 than I would if I played him for a top 30. He goes to minus odds. My top 40 pick, I'm going with Patrick Reed at minus 120. You put all three of those together, and you get a 9-1 payout. Again, that's McIntyre top 20, Henley top 30, and Reed top 40. And then also for the hell of it, because I'm allowed to do this, because top 50 and ties I'm also going to add in a make the cut selection. I'm going to go with Keegan Bradley, who's minus 185. Actually, never mind. You cannot do that on DraftKings. You cannot add in a make the cut bet. That's so fucking stupid. All right, whatever. That's fine. 40, 30, 20. Reed, Henley, Bobby Mack. That's where I'm going with that one. Your winner at the 153rd Open Championship.
Plus 3,500. Everyone's true favorite Irishman, Shane Lowry.
Wow, Lowry to go back-to-back at Portrush. That's a pick. I saw a tweet, and it was like, if you even think about putting money on Tommy Fleetwood to win this event, you need therapy.
There's a number for that. There's a number for that.
Oh, 1-800-GAMBLER is going to be called instantly. Because God Almighty, do I want to take Tommy Fleetwood to win this event? But there's a reason why I took him top 10. I'm gonna be generous because I believe, if I'm not wrong, when I was picking Ludwig Åberg to win every single week, I took him top 10 after like 3 straight weeks taking him to win, and he finally won the week I took him top 10. So for all you assholes out there who are gonna chat me up when Tommy Fleetwood wins at the end of the week, oh, you took him top 10. I'm also betting him to win. I don't trust myself deep down to take him to win because I know that me betting him to win is screwing him over. So, Tommy, I want you to win. But for my winning selection, I am going to go kind of sort of out of left field with this one. It's a very different selection than I usually have for a lot of these guys, but he grew up playing link style golf. The setup fits him quite well. I heard a great quote. It was, he is Victor Hovland, just with better chipping, but a way worse attitude towards life. I'm going with Tyrrell Hatton to win the Open Championship at a staggering 30-1. It's funny because he's tied with Victor Hovland on the odds board. He's also in the same realm as Ludwig Åberg. My 3 selections that I'm going to end up taking to win, I'm going to take Fleetwood, I'm going to take Bobby Mack, and I'm going to take Tyrrell Hatton. In terms of the guys at a 30-1 odds or better, I do love John Rahm this week. I think Rory could very well win. I mean, like, Scotty Scheffler fits the bill perfectly. He had a really bad putting day at the Scottish Open, especially on Sunday. In terms of some long shots, if you're looking for some fun plays, first round leader Aaron Rai, like that one a lot. I'm also pretty high on Hideki Matsuyama. He's made 6 of his last 7 Open Championship cuts. Keegan Bradley's really funny because Keegan Bradley has missed the last 5 Open cuts. I think, though, if he can get in, he can make a run. And just because we're going back to Ireland and England and link style golf, I can never not count out Justin Rose, because when last year I said, oh, Justin Rose is going to fluke. He finished runner-up to Xander Schauffele, so I can't not take him out of the race here. So I am going to go Tyrrell Hatton to win, but there are a lot of different names I think have a shot here, from John Rahm to even Patrick Cantlay, Sepp Straka, Bobby Mack, Shane Lowry, Åberg, Fleetwood. But Hatton, Fleetwood are going to be my selections to win.
Which, I mean, if you want to get technical, you're taking Tommy Fleetwood for a top 10. If he wins, you're still correct.
Yes, but like,
for all the haters out there,
I'm hedging my bets here, basically.
But in actuality, like, you're taking Tommy Fleetwood at a top 10, you can still root for him to win, because then your top 10 like analysis hits.
Oh, yes. But like, I look like a stud if I take him to win and he wins. But at the same time, like, have you ever played the video game Far Cry 3?
I don't think I have.
All right, it's an incredible game, and we're gonna link the scene in the description so you can go back and watch it. It's a great scene. The villain in the game, he has you wake up from you get knocked out, and you wake up on like the edge of a cliff. And the guy turns to you and goes, you know what insanity is? He's like, all the time. He's like flinging a gun around. It's like, all the time, man. I do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And I think something's going to change, but it never does. You know what that is? It's insanity. And then the guy turns his head and he realizes that his ankle is rope tied to a cinder block, and he gets pushed off the cliff and is like drowning, and eventually he gets out. But like that's how I feel every time, like in my brain, I'm betting Tommy Fleetwood. Same way I felt when 2 years ago I was betting Cameron Young every week, and he still hasn't done shit. I'm like, I finally got over that state. It's like a crack addict admitting, like, finally, like, all right, I'm done. That was Cameron Young. I don't think I'm ever gonna get off of the Tommy Fleetwood kick, though.
Tommy Fleetwood doesn't exist, so I'll never get off the Tommy train.
Exactly, but like that's the problem that I face, right? Like I'm constantly going to be betting on him. Plus, I love him as a human being, to the point that I'm basically adopting his hairstyle.
Yeah, that's my good close personal friend, Tommy Fleetwood.
Like absolute beast. I love that man to death. But like, at what point do I just say I'm fucking psychotic?
I mean, there's a word for that. You're a mad lad.
I am a mad lad, mate. That's going to do it all for us here, episode 213 of the Emmy Award-winning, allegedly, podcast that gives you all the best insights into the world of golf to get the whole podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever you get your favorite podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow on all of our social networks at Getting the Whole Pod on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and beyond. Go to our platforms, like I had previously mentioned, Underground Sports, PHI, and Getting the Whole on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, leave a comment. All that engagement not only helps the viewers who are already in tune, but also the folks who could be watching and enjoying our content to get involved in one of the top 100 golf podcasts in the world. And of course, on YouTube at Underground Sports PHI, where you can get all of our library of all incredible podcasts. Anything from Soccer with Top Bins, where you can learn all about the incredible run that Liverpool is about to go on in honor of Diogo Jota. You can talk about OTB, Underground Circuit, and beyond. All of our great shows on Underground Sports Philadelphia, all at your fingertips on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to that channel. KB, any final words for the people at home?
Yes, we have a couple subscriber milestone checkpoints. If we hit them, certain things will happen. Number one, we mentioned it last night on our Moonshot Mania live stream. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. It was a blast. Biggest one we've had yet in terms of population of creators. If we get to 1,100 subscribers, which we are 15 away, I promised the boys we would send over to our awesome merch partners, PHI Apparel Company. We'll send over Moonshot Mania merch for the people and for us, obviously. So if we get 15 more subscribers, Moonshot Mania merch will be sent over. 1,500 subscribers. I'm doing a live stream of building my Lincoln Financial Field Brixels from FOCO to completion, 700 plus pieces.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And that's the mini version.
Oh my God.
And then once we get to 2,000 subscribers, we will formally announce the top secret project that we are lurking in the shadows with at this company.
Sounds like a pretty enticing dealio. Yeah,
1,100, 1,500, 2,000 incentives for each one, which is very exciting.
I feel like every time I turn to you for updates, it's like at the end of church when the priest gets up and is like talking about to the congregation about like, oh, what's happening in the church this week? Go to the men's group. Go help the community. Go like and follow us on social media. I heard that the other day. The priest was like, "Oh, the church created an Instagram account." I go, "Who the fuck's gonna follow this?"
Good grief!
What are you gonna post? The feast day of every saint that you got?
The old whites don't know how to run Instagram.
The exciting whites,
also,
aka the Charlotte Hornets backcourt or the or the secondary in Philadelphia.
Also, Steve, I got to get your, because I don't know if you saw the clip on the most recent episode of the main pod. We were talking about old school arcade games.
Oh,
and dude. I found on the Jeff Bezos machine, there's a classic NBA Jam arcade machine for $500, which, like, in relative terms, for something like that, not that bad. I told Jacob about it, our intern.
I'm more of a Blitz guy.
I know they have Blitz, but it's unavailable right now.
Fuck!
Jacob also plays basketball at FDU.
Yeah.
So he's a big basketball guy. And I told Jacob this. And he said, I need to get this for my dorm room.
Oh, dude, that'd be elite.
Steve, does Jacob need to get NBA Jam for his dorm room? His mom's already like ready to kill me, which is, and I know Jacob's mom very, like, it's all in good fun. But we posted the clip. There's poll out on our socials. Should Jacob get the NBA Jam machine for his dorm room?
If this kid can afford a $500 machine for his dorm room,
he was like, "That's just 5 days of work for me."
Oh my God, we're quantifying this that way. That was like a friend of mine, like during like the craze for like vapes. I was like, oh yeah, I get a puff bar like every like a week. It's like $10. That's only like half a work day back when he was like doing like minimum wage work. I'm like, dude, you buy like 10 bars in a month. It's like $100. How much booze you could buy with that? You could buy like 8 30 racks. In college, I used to equate everything to 30 racks. You know how much beer $100 can buy you if you bought like Busch Lights?
Yeah.
A lot of fucking beer.
But you know how much money you could make having people come to the crib and run an NBA Jam tournaments?
You're going to charge people for an NBA Jam tournament?
That's what I said. I said, dude, you got to have a cover charge to come play the Jam machine.
What are you charging? 5 a head?
I said, hell, you could probably go 10 ahead.
Per game?
I said, winner stays on.
Ooh. You know what? I dig it. I'm not going to support Jacob's degeneracy, but I will put in some backing for it. In fact, you know what? I will donate a $10 bill to the effort.
He already has a full 12-foot basketball hoop in his dorm room last year.
How tall is his walls?
I will send you the picture that he sent me, and I was just like, this is incredible.
A 12-foot hoop. How tall is he?
6'5".
Oh my God.
6'6".
Kid's like a giant.
Oh. I know. That's why I said when Ethan was interning with us, shout out to Ethan, I was like, we're assembling like an intern basketball team because Ethan's relatively tall as well.
He's taller than me. All right, folks, that's going to do it all here, folks. Episode 213 of the Get in the Whole Pod. For KB, I'm Steve-O. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the golf. Let's get rolling at the 153rd. Good day, mate. Thanks for listening to Get in the Hole, the official golf podcast of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Catch us every week wherever you get your favorite podcasts, and be sure to like and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Get in the Hole Pod, and follow Underground Sports Philadelphia at Underground PHI. We'll see you next time. And remember, get in the hole!